watch is this one. Anna Kasparian versus Dennis Prager.
We ache to have them on our shows.
Bro, look at this alien, dude. Look at this alien, bro. Look at this fucking extraterrestrial, dude.
We ache.
That's a fucking alien, bro. Look at that. That's a zygote, bro. We need to flush that thing.
To have them on our shows. We ache to debate them.
So this is the finale, guys. This is the end of the stream. Oh, not yet, but you know what I mean? This is the final clip. This is about Dennis Prager basically saying that we ache. We ache. We ache so hard. We want to debate the left, but the left don't want to debate us. We want to debate, but you guys won't let us debate. So this is Dennis Prager acting like they want to debate the left, right? And then TYT reaches out and says, hey, if you want to debate the left, why don't you debate us? And so he gets on the show, and he debates Anna Kasparian.
But they won't debate us, and they won't come on our shows, and they won't have us on their show.
They won't debate us. The left just won't debate us, guys. Every right-winger says that the left won't debate us. They run away. They stay away from us, even though we saw Steven Crowder run away, right? We saw him run away. But the left actually runs away. It's the left, man. The left are the uneducated ones. They don't even care about schools or education and stuff and facts and science. They don't care about that. They just care about religion and like voodoo and mysticism, leftism, right? No, we care about science, education, facts, math. The right are the ones who care about religion, stupid shit, okay? They're the ones who NASA wouldn't work if it was just religious. Okay? If it was like a dude holding a Bible and it's like, how do we get to the next rock in the sky, sire? God says, we must pray. Pray more. We would never get anywhere. We would never get anywhere if that was how we fucking ran society, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Shows. I have offered tens of thousands of dollars to any left-wing columnist on the New York Times to
listen to how he says left-wing columnist on the New York Times. The New York Times is not left-wing, guys. They're not left-wing. They're very right-wing. And you can barely call them centrist, but centrist at best.
Debate me anywhere they want. They could choose the moderator. They could choose the audience. And serious money.
Joining us now is Dennis Prager, the man you just saw in that video. And Dennis, I guess you could call TYT acetaminophen because we don't want you to ache. We want to make sure we give you an opportunity.
We want to fix your tummy. We want to fix your tummy, Dennis Prager.
To feel good by debating someone on the left.
Funny because I was thinking if only you were a New York Times columnist, how much money you'd be making.
If only you were a New York Times columnist who doesn't really care about issues and leftist agenda. Oh.
Well, I'm a little more honest than a New York Times columnist, so this will be a great conversation. Thank you for doing it.
Facts.
So I wanted to.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So I wanted to just kind of start off with, I guess, disagreeing with the notion that the left is afraid to have these kinds of discussions or debates. In fact, you had tweeted that video that we started this conversation with, and there were a lot of responses from prominent individuals on the left. I want to give you a few examples, starting with Vosh, who's a big Twitch streamer. He's got a big YouTube channel as well. He says, you couldn't be more wrong. I love.
Woo, Vosh. Yeah, Vosh. You guys should check out Vosh. He's dope.
Love spirited debate in the free marketplace of ideas. He even provided his email and would love to have that conversation with you. My good friend Ben Burgess also responded. He's
Woo, Ben Burgess. He's pretty dope too. He works at TYT, I think.
A great guy. He says, hi Dennis,
Maybe not,
I'd be delighted to chat with you either on my show or you could host it through PragerU, or I'm sure Modern Day Debate or some other neutral platform would be happy to host it. And on multiple occasions, I noticed that Sam Cedar would also love to debate you. So he responded in that tweet as well.
Woo, Sam Cedar.
Saying available and adding, Tim Pool knows what lengths he would go to not even be on the same stage as me, right, Tim? So there's some drama with Tim Pool, but just wanted to let you know, you don't have to ache anymore. There are lots of people.
Remember, Tim Pool debated Sam Cedar, and Tim Pool hasn't debated Sam Cedar ever since. He's running away. He debated Sam Cedar, talking about Thanos and shit, talking about movies and like, you know, like really stupid, dumb shit. Like, it doesn't make sense. And he hasn't debated Sam Cedar ever since because Sam Cedar dunked his beanie in a fucking basketball court, bro.
People on the left who want to debate you.
Oh, I have no doubt that there are a lot of people on the left. The issue that I raised was people at the New York Times and people like you, for example. You pleasantly surprised me by doing this, to be perfectly honest. And by the way, I think proof of my theory is a piece that I read on some left-wing or progressive site just today about how angry many of your viewers are that you're having me on. Whereas I will...
That's not true. We don't care. The left does not care if you're on, bro. We want to expose you. Those people that care about him being on are stupid. Okay?
Tell you, I would get no such feedback from the right if I had a left-wing person on my show. They would be thrilled. So I still stand...
That's not true. I think the right does care a little more. I think they do really want if a left-winger gets on their show.
By my belief that, in general, the people, certainly in the higher echelons of the left, don't want to debate. But it's you know...
The higher echelons of the left. Like, if the left was a fucking, like, army or some shit. Nah, we're not the right wing, dude. There ain't no higher echelons of the
Probably
left.
not worth debating whether there would be such a debate. I presume we're having one now.
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm glad we are.
Well, look, the left isn't a monolith. There's a lot of disagreement on...
Yeah, we're not a monolith, bro. We're not a fucking... We're not like a single-celled organism and we all think the same and shit and we're all like a hive mind. No, dude.
On the left, there's certainly a lot of disagreement on things that I say on this show on various issues, even when it comes to crime. I'm sure you've noticed some of the backlash I've received in that regard as well. However, I will say there is a reason why the right wing tends to be more open to having these kinds of discussions and debates, and the left wing gets a little uneasy about.
Here, before we get to the rest, let me see if I can look up Dennis Prager. Dennis Prager talking about his dad, bro. His dad drinking and shit. Do they not have it, man? Come on, they must have it. It's Dennis Prager saying his dad drinks and shit. Man. It's gotta be somewhere here. Is this Shank Uger with...
Force your...
Sorry guys, I'm looking for a clip of Dennis Prager talking about how his dad used to be drunk and shit and abuse Dennis. And how his dad would never like acknowledge that Dennis was a good kid or anything, or never really gave love to Dennis, you know what I mean? Shit like that. I don't know where it is though, I'm not gonna lie, man. I remember seeing it. Dennis Prager talks about drunk dad. Let me see if I can find this. This shit's great. Come on, man. Let me put drinking. Dennis Prager, father are necessary is why. Let me see. Dennis Prager. Father issues. Which, look, if it doesn't matter if you have father issues, but if you're fucking talking about right-wing nationalists, very neo-Nazi type shit, racist shit, fuck you. Man. Man, I don't know. I don't know where it's at. But Dennis Prager did write a book. He did write a book or some shit about how to fuck your wife when she's not in the mood. Really fucked up shit. Something really gross. Yeah, here it is. When a woman isn't in the mood, dude. Oh my god. Guys, don't do this. Don't do this. When a woman isn't in the mood, part 1. By Dennis Prager. He literally writes about how you should fucking sexually assault your wife. I'll leave it at that. Okay, guys? I'll leave it at that.
About it. And it's because there has been this prevalence of prominent figures who identify as the left.
Hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. Hope you guys leave a like, hit the bell button, and subscribe.
Cozy up to right-wing figures, and then it turns out that they completely move to the right wing because they're essentially paid to do it. They're used as tools by the right wing to essentially spew right-wing talking points while purporting to still be on the left. In fact, Dave Rubin's a great example of that. Dave Rubin used to
He wasn't making enough money. Cha-ching. He went over to the right wing. He started his own show. He got some billionaire oil money. Probably not a lot. He's probably still poor compared to the rest of the rich guys.
Yeah, Dave Rubin made a video for PragerU, Why I Left the Left.
Oh, I know.
He does not, in fact, state to the world that he's still on the left. I don't know who you have in mind, so I can only address the one name that you gave. Dave Rubin acknowledges he's not on the left.
He's literally a gay conservative now. How fucking ironic is that? And that's sad because I have a lesbian cousin and she's also like in the right wing, like she's like a Trumpy somehow. I'm like, they want to kill you, but I don't fucking know what's going on, dude. I don't even.
It's interesting because if I recall correctly, you had a conversation with Dave Rubin and how incredibly important it was that he was engaging in these discussions with you, discussions with the right wing, and you stated something very specific. I actually want to go to that video and I want to get your thoughts. Maybe you can elaborate on what you meant in this video. Let's watch.
I want you to continue to say you're a liberal.
We want you to continue, man. Continue saying you're a liberal and a leftist and like you're cool and shit and gay and all this stuff. But join the right wing, buddy. We'll pay you more, by the way.
Liberal, because you're of great use to good values.
Well, don't worry, I'm not doing it for your use of me. I'm
not doing it for you. I'm not doing it because you want me to. No. I'm not, man.
For myself.
No. It's like Christians who say to me, oh, we would love you to come to Christ, but you are so valuable to us as a Jew.
You're so valuable as the other tide. You're so valuable as a gay, bro. We need you. We need you.
You defend us Christians, and they're right.
You defend us Christians, man. We need you.
You are valuable in the best sense of the word because America needs people who are clear.
The only value these fucking conservatives see in gay people are the value of using them for cover. They want to use you if you're gay or trans or like LGBT or whatever the fuck. They want to use you for cover. They're going to throw you under the bus at the end. They're going to fucking slaughter you guys. You're going to be in the camps too. Along with me, I'm going to be there, man.
And to be honest, and fall into the category of kosher as gay, to say, hey, hello, the conservatives are not hate mongers. Hello, they should be heard.
All the bad people.
And maybe every so often you should read National Review or watch a PragerU video.
So, Mr. Prager, you can understand why members of the left would feel a little uneasy when these discussions take place, because usually it's a sign that someone on the left got lured in with some billion.
Listen to Dennis Prager's voice. I'm gonna put this in normal speed, just so you guys can listen to how caught off guard he was.
Cash, like Dave Rubin did.
Okay, well.
Billionaire cash, like Dave Rubin did. With some billionaire cash, like Dave Rubin did.
Okay, well, see, that's an unfair statement. I don't accuse people on the left of having their positions because of money, and I don't think you should do that with regard to conservatives.
Because a lot of people on the left, the true left, not the center. Remember, politics is a spectrum. There's authoritarianism, libertarianism, leftism, and, fascism, okay? If you want, you can call the leftism communism or whatever you want to call it. I don't like labels. But anyways, they still exist and they're a thing. There's an entire graph. There's a big chart. Okay? And it has little squares and shit. And there's a lot of people that fall in different categories. There's a lot of different ideas. There's anarchism, socialism, market socialism, democratic socialism. There's communism. There's probably other shit, Marxist, blah, 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 blah. There's fascism. There's authoritarianism. There's libertarianism, liberalism. You know what I mean? There's so much shit. There's so much. It's really hard. But what I worry about is the far right. You don't want people going that way, because that leads to Hitler. In a very low, a very simple way to explain it, but you know what I mean. Literally.
Alan Dershowitz is not a right-winger, but Alan
Dershowitz defended Jeffrey Epstein.
Which said to me, this Harvard professor who's very well known, he's lost all his friends because he defended Donald Trump in court. He didn't even vote for Donald Trump. Just merely defending his right to have a defense was enough for him to lose his friends. The assumption on the left is that if you're a conservative, you're a despicable human being.
Yes.
And this is a perfect example. The only reason Dave Rubin would have done it was for money. I don't know anybody on my side of the spectrum who holds their positions because of money.
Not true.
There's a hell of a lot more money on the left anyway.
There is not a hell of a lot more money on the left. That's not true. Because leftists are inherently more moral and nicer people. Leftists want to give shit out more. Leftists are more anti-capitalist. They don't care about money as much. They want to give it away. They want to be charitable more. All right? It's the right wing that wants the tax cuts. All right? They don't want to spend on social programs. They want to cut welfare. They want to cut education. They want to cut women's, bodily fucking health care. They want to cut everything. Everything.
Really?
If you want to get money.
How is PragerU funded?
The Washington Post.
How is PragerU funded?
The Washington Post. By
The Washington Post is not left wing. Like I said, it's a mainstream media fucking newspaper outlet. It's owned by, what did he say, Washington Post? Oh, I thought he said Wall Street Journal. Or Washington. Isn't the Washington Post owned by fucking Jeff Bezos? Let me look up who fucking owns. Do I really gotta look up who owns the Washington Post? God damn it, I can't even click out of this shit. Who owns Washington Post? Jeff Bezos! Oh man, what a fucking leftist, dude. What a leftist, bro. Wow.
On the internet and by wealthy
what a fucking
donors.
leftist that guy,
but
man.
PragerU is pittance compared to the money that is available just to BLM. How much money was given to Black Lives Matter by the Ford
Not by
Foundation.
billionaire donors. They certainly received quite a bit of money from individuals who wanted to donate to that cause. Okay. But if you think there's a lot of money on the left, I mean, you would be mistaken. But I do want to move off this because there are actual topics, issues that are worth discussing.
Yeah, there are actual topics.
The richest zip codes vote Democrat.
Most of his money is not from like little donations, little here and there donations. Most of these people's money is big oligarchs, rich corporate owners, you know, multi-corporations, monopoly owners. They own everything. They own everything. They own all the oil money, everything.
In America is disproportionately on behalf of Democrats on the left wing. That's either a fact or not. Anybody could look it up.
There's a difference between voters in wealthy parts of the country and who ends up serving as donors, both for politicians, corporate politicians, of course, and for right-wing media. If you think left-wing media has major billionaire donors, again, you'd sadly be mistaken. But the information regarding PragerU, which, by the way,
give me some fucking money, man. I need a new mic,
an organization that's tax exempt, correct? And you're not supposed to be talking about political issues. But last time I checked, PragerU talks about a lot of political
comment,
issues.
Please hit the bell.
Well, then you haven't checked in a long time. For example, we never did a single video on Donald Trump, and that's not exactly political.
Wow. So these guys, Prager University is fucking tax exempt. They don't pay anything in taxes. This is how they get around shit. This is how. Okay? They're tax exempt. And when you're tax exempt, like a church, you're not supposed to be political. If you look at PragerU's content, it's super fucking political. Super.
We just did we put out a video a week. So we have 500 videos out about, and we just put out one on Millard Fillmore. If you consider that political, most people never heard of it. We're doing every single president. Many of our videos, probably at least half, are purely educational. So to tell you about every president, for example, Democrat or Republican, by some noted historian, it's a caricature of PragerU. For you to say that we are largely political.
PragerU describes itself as conservative.
Yep.
Like it's a conservative take, which by the nature of it being conservative is political. Yeah. But listen, it is what it is. I do want to move on to other issues because there are actual political issues that you're here to discuss.
You can't make a point and then not let me respond.
Okay,
forgive me. Yes, you can be conservative, for example, socially, and not specifically. But politically generally means vote Republican. We don't tell people to vote anyway in any direction. But yes, we do believe that America is the finest country ever founded. If that makes us political, we're political.
So I want to move on to other
statements
you've made,
bro.
Other issues. You know, you do focus on culture war related issues.
You're political.
Your distaste, hatred for secularism. I want to start off without putting words in your mouth. I'm gonna show a video of something you said just yesterday on the Dennis Prager show
political, dude.
that I thought was fascinating. So let's take a look at that and we'll discuss.
The computer sticker phenomenon is crazy. It was actually one of the biggest shocks I had.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
On your computer right here, people, instead of just having a blank back,
I see.
They would
have messages.
Yes, it would either be.
And what was the common message?
I heart women.
We're political, man.
Just the female sign, you know, the circle. And
Wait, I heart women on a woman's computer?
Yes.
All of this is proof to me that women need men. These women are manless.
Women don't need men, dude. Women can do fine on their own, bro. Women were gatherers, dude. We would just hunted shit, but like, women can do stuff on their own. Like they can like hunt and like gather and stuff and live on their own. You know what I mean? Like women can do stuff.
They may have
Not
hookups,
just
but
that.
they're manless. And they might have been fatherless too. Ending with my generation, I would say, ending with the baby boomers, but certainly through them, a young woman thought a lot about, do I have a boyfriend? Mm-hmm. What will my wedding be like?
Oh yeah, women stop believing in that. My girlfriend, she stopped even thinking about weddings and shit. Like, who thinks about that? Like, right? Who cares about weddings anymore, dude? Well, the what?
What will I wear?
Gross.
Who will be there? Who will the guy be?
Nobody cares. No woman cares about who the guy would be. If you asked a woman, like, they would date anything, dude. Like, what?
That I believe is healthy and normal for a young woman. It's a good thing. That has been knocked out by the feminist left. And if you think about it, you're a weak female.
So fascinating statements there. You seem to believe that women.
Yeah, that was the dumbest shit he ever said. I don't even know where.
And who love themselves, who love women, who feel confident about being women, tend to be manless and lonely. Do you genuinely think that? Do you think I'm manless
Well,
and lonely?
I
I think women rock.
I said that in general, women need men, and I've said 1,000 times that in general, men need women. The fact.
I mean, in general, you need water to survive. I don't know what your point is by that. I don't get
That's
it.
controversial is a statement about what's happened to our culture.
But you got triggered by a story about women who have laptop stickers that just say positive things about women. Your mind immediately went to, they might have daddy issues.
Yeah, like how does a laptop sticker saying like, oh, I like women, women are cool, go women. How does that say you're like a weakling or whatever? Like what is that? What? So if I had a sticker that said men are dope, I'm gay or like soft or like what? Like you can like easily like beat me up? Like what does that mean? What? I don't get it.
And they're lonely, they need men. I want to understand your thinking. Like
Okay,
what? How do you get to that
that.
conclusion?
It's if you had a heterosexual man, with 97% of men are heterosexual, with a sticker "I love men," you would wonder why. Why don't men have?
No, I don't care. I love men. Men are dope. Men build shit. Men built like the Stonehenge and shit, and like the pyramids. You know, like men fighting wars and fuck shit up, and you know what I mean, like medieval knights and shit. Like men are cool, but women are dope. You know what I mean? Women are awesome too. Like I don't get why we can't like men if you're a guy, or not like literally like, but you know what I mean. Like why can't you admire yourself as a man, or like being a dude, you know what I mean, like, or being a woman if you're a woman? That's fine. I don't see why that fucking matters. These people are really insecure. That's why they care so much.
Stickers "I love men," but you think it's perfectly normal and a non-issue that women would have stickers "I love women." What is the point of saying that? It is worthy of a question. What? And I don't think that 50 years ago this would have been, obviously there were no laptops then, but I don't think it would have been a common sentiment. I don't understand why women would need to announce "I love women" if they're not a gay woman. You tell me, I'm curious. What does that signify?
Well, I mean, listen, as an individual who values free speech and freedom of expression, I think that women and men can have whatever laptop stickers they
Yeah, what happened to freedom of fucking speech? These people love to talk about freedom of speech. But then when you do your freedom of speech and they disagree, they fucking want to take it away.
Want. And the reason why there
But I'm
is a
allowed to
difference
react to
between men and women in regard to those laptop stickers is because, I mean, when you really think about it, women didn't have the right to vote for a very long time. Women didn't even have the ability to apply for a credit card until the 1970s.
Yep.
There have been equality issues when it comes to men and women. Now, we're getting a lot.
Women couldn't fucking vote for a while. Remember that, guys? Remember when women couldn't vote? Did we forget that shit? Did that go away that quickly from our history? Just
better, that's for sure. But first of all, I don't agree that women have laptop stickers that just simply say "I love women." It's probably some sort of empowering statement for women, but that doesn't translate to, oh, I'm a lonely, manless person, and I should go back to the good old days when women sat around thinking about whether or not they're going to find a husband and get married. You seem to push your values and your views on relationships onto other people. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is, rather than making generalizations about what's best for women,
mindyourownbusiness.com.
maybe allow people to live their lives as they see fit, have a belief system as they see fit.
Okay.
Why do you feel the need to force your beliefs onto other people? Go ahead.
Well, first of all, okay, I don't understand the word force.
I mean,
the fact that you think that if I offer my...
They literally they're forcing women in red states to not go through with abortions. They're forcing women to do shit. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I don't get it. You guys are fucking dumb, man.
Opinion, I'm forcing people to adopt it is a bit odd.
you don't believe that America should be secular, so what does that mean?
Wait. Let me finish that point.
Sure, go ahead.
I believe that I have the right, as you do, to offer people thoughts on what might be a better and happier life for them. I've written a book on happiness, which has touched a lot of lives.
I have the right to tell people that they should hate others or they shouldn't have rights.
Wants to read reviews on Amazon. I believe, again, that in general, of course, every generalization has exceptions. Most women will have a better and happier life with a good man, and most men will have a happier and better life.
I mean, look, you should have the right to tell people whatever you want. Obviously, you shouldn't threaten people, threaten violence, you know, say you're gonna kill you, blah, 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 unless it's like a really clear joke in a comedy. I mean, no, you shouldn't do any direct violence, obviously, but that's not what these people do, you know? These people insinuate violence, and then they get other crazy, like, radical people to do it.
With a good woman. I don't know why that is controversial to state. All I know is that having adopted the view that career is more important than marriage has led to more depressed women than anything that preceded it. There are more young women today depressed than at any time in American history. This is in the New York Times. This is not from a right-wing source.
New York Times is not left-wing. Okay? For the 5th time, I think I had to say it.
I think feminism has made women more miserable than happy.
So I'm going to address that in just a second, but I want to address what you said prior to that very quickly. So listen, I don't have a problem with someone saying women are likely to be happier in life if they find a partner to share their life with. I don't think that that's a controversial.
Yeah, that's a fine statement, right? Yeah.
Statement. What is controversial is you seeming to imply that feeling confident or supportive toward women and being happy, single or in a relationship, that it's mutually exclusive. Like, you can't be supportive of women and have a happy life. Like, the weird connection that you tried to make there makes no sense. What was the final thing that you said?
I was speaking about the depression among women in today's time.
That's a great point. And you know what? That's right. There's actually increasing rates of depression and anxiety among men and women. I think that's important to point out. And
yep, that's true, especially since COVID-19 and all the lockdowns and all that stuff has happened and all the crazy events around the world. You know,
are concluding that it's because of, I guess, the breakdown of the traditional family, is that people who remain single.
I think that the belief that many young women have that if they find a man, that's a great thing, but the thing that will really bring them joy in life is career, has misled massive numbers of women into a less happy life. Career is not.
Bro, people need to work nowadays. People need to work nowadays in order to put food on the table, in order to pay their bills, to pay the rent, to pay anything. People need to work. So what are women supposed to do when they can't work because the husband wants them to stay at the house, or they need to raise a kid, but they need money because the economy sucks and we don't get paid enough? What the fuck? What do you expect a woman to do? Huh? She needs to work, you idiot. She needs to work.
As terrific as the feminists portrayed it as being. The joy available for most women with a good husband and making a family is incomparably more than from a career.
Have you considered some of the economic issues within this country that don't really give women a choice as?
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, Anna is so fucking smart. I love her.
To whether or not they should focus on a career?
That's a very real issue. I fully acknowledge that. That if you don't have a career to fall back on and there's a divorce, that you're entirely right. That is not the same thing as saying career is going to give you a great deal of meaning and happiness like a marriage will. You're entirely right. Economically speaking, there is value in having a fallback career. I fully acknowledge that.
But I'm going further than that, because the idea that a family can.
Bro, fucking Dennis Prager blinks like 10 times per minute. It's crazy.
Live in a single income household today is laughable. That is incredibly difficult to do. And so while the right wing and you yourself seem to have this idea that, well, you know, women should focus on marriage, they should focus on building a family. First of all, you can't force anyone to do that, right? But let's say you want to encourage women to focus on that. You want to give them the choice, but you want to encourage them.
Help them out, please. Help the women out. Give them fucking tax breaks. Give them tax cuts. You know, give a fucking stimulus check to every woman in the fucking United States that has a baby or whatever. Do something, you stupid idiot. You know what I mean? Like, the government needs to do something. And this idiot doesn't understand that because conservatives don't want to spend money.
A great way to encourage them is to create an economic system in which people feel comfortable knowing that they can survive on a single income household. I'm talking about when they're married, okay? Both individuals in a marriage have to work in order to be able to pay their rent, pay their mortgage, put food on the table for their children, educate their children. Wages have remained stagnant since the 1970s. Women don't have a choice as to whether or not they can work or whether or not they should just focus on raising children. They don't have the choice. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Right, and we differ on that because the reason that many women, not all, but perhaps most even, are working is not just economic, especially certainly in the upper class, upper middle class, and even part of the middle class. It is because they believe that their self-worth derives more from work than it does from family. If a girl got up in a high school or college class, let's say a professor or a teacher said, so women, I mean, to the extent that they can now say that, because you can't say boys and girls in many elementary schools, because we're told by your side that sex is not binary. But let's say they say, we'd like the women in this class, please stand up and tell us what your vision for your life is. If a girl got up in a college class and said, you know, to be honest, my greatest hope in life is for a good marriage and to make a family, she would be regarded as almost a freak.
Would she? I mean, what is that based on? Yes, what evidence do you have to back that up?
I live in the real world.
So do I.
Okay, and you believe that if a girl got up and said,
he's like, I live in the real world. She's like, so do I. Like, I'm right here. I live in the, you know what I mean? Like, what type of fucking answer is that, bro?
I live in the real world.
So do I.
I live in the real world. So do I. Me too. I'm right here. You know, I mean, like, we both live in the real world. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Sonny? I don't know what you're doing.
Okay, and you believe that if a girl...
Back that up.
I live in the real world.
So do I.
Okay.
Hey. We should legalize pot. Why should we legalize pot, sir? I live in the real world. Boom! Argument solved, bro.
And you believe that if a girl got up and said that, she would be regarded with the same respect as the girl who said, I'd like to be a physicist?
I believe that most normal people are too busy thinking about how they need to survive and are less concerned about the aspirations of individuals in their classroom. And so if you have data backing up that women who want to be homemakers are persecuted in this country, I'd love to see that data. And I wouldn't agree with that persecution.
I never said they're persecuted.
You seem to imply that they're being victimized by wanting to be homemakers, and I just don't buy it.
Okay, fine, so good. This is a classic example of what I say on my...
You disagree with me? Okay. I have no facts to back anything up, but okay. I'll just you know, just won't even like debate anymore. Like, you know what I mean? I don't got anything else to say. I don't got no facts to back anything up. I don't got no logic, no science, no math. So okay, you win, I guess.
Radio show. I prefer clarity to agreement. You think that a girl who got up in a college class and said my most fervent dream is to have a happy marriage and a family will be regarded with...
If you're in college, why would you want to don't go to college if you want a family and you want to raise kids and shit. Like, do that. Then go to school. Or like go to school and then say that. You know what I mean? Like, why would you go to school and be like, I want to be a homemaker and cook dinner and take care of the dirty diapers and do the other things? Oh, yes, that's me.
With the same respect as a girl who said, I would like to be a physician or a physicist. We differ. Perfect. Okay.
All right. And again, if you have data backing up what you're saying, then I'm happy to admit I'm wrong.
Data? The teachers don't do this and then set into a computer.
So you're just declaring, you're making up stories about how women are treated in the classroom and we're just supposed to buy it? Okay.
We're each giving the perception of reality that we have.
This dude's stumbling over his own brain.
Not every perception of reality has a database. Otherwise, one is a functional moron if one cannot make conclusions about life without data.
Okay, all right. So let's move on to right-wing violence. Following the Buffalo supermarket shooting, which of course was inspired by a belief in a conspiracy theory that whites are being replaced with minorities in this country purposely to keep Democrats in power, you felt the need to kind of downplay right-wing extremism in this country.
Yep.
And you said, quote, this man represents such an infinitesimally small segment of the white population. Now, while that statement might be literally true, I don't think that the white population in America mostly consists of domestic terrorists. So I agree with you on that. It seems like you kind of want to brush aside the very real problem we're having in this country with political violence, politically motivated violence. And I want to give you a few other.
Yeah, like there was literally a shooting at a fucking LGBT bar like a few weeks ago. Right? And the dude that did it, his fucking dad was like a fucking gay, like not a gay, his dad was like a porn star and he did meth and shit. And like their mom broke up with the dad because he was a porn star and did meth and he wouldn't stop. And the grandfather of the kid is a Republican politician. Okay? And this kid did a bomb threat on his mom way before any of this shit happened. Right? And all of those files were sealed. So nobody knew. Whoa, what happened? What happened? Wow, where did it go? The files, oh. The fucking grandfather, the politician, told the local sheriffs or the cops, hey, you guys should cover this shit up for me. You know what I mean? This is my grandson, man. You know what I mean? I love this guy. You know, we love Jesus. And they did it. And now this kid committed a fucking crime because they decided to do that shit. And because they decided to fucking raise their kids to be hateful. They raised their kids to be hateful, to hate gay people, hate LGBT, trans, hate fucking queer, hate Mexican, Spanish, black, you know what I mean, Asian. They teach hate instead of love. And then these people grow up with pent up hate. They don't go to therapy. And then they do crazy ass shit. I don't know. It's crazy.
Other examples. For instance, the Southern Poverty Law Center did a poll and found that 7 out of 10 Republican voters believe in that white replacement conspiracy theory. Are you concerned about that at all?
The white replacement conspiracy theory is a conspiracy theory that most racist people believe. A lot of Republicans believe this shit. It means that they believe that the Democrats are intentionally bringing in immigrants so that the white population can get diluted and smaller and dwindle out, and then there's more black people, more Spanish people, and then we take over the world. Spanish Revolution. It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. It's really sad. I don't know.
Right now we have had, I believe, 2 million illegal immigrants, and the Democratic president of the United States has opened our...
Yeah, and Joe Biden still deports a shit ton of them because Joe Biden kept in place a law called Title 42 that allows motherfucking immigrants to get shipped out. Even though they're coming here seeking asylum, they get shipped out back to where they came because of COVID. And that law that Biden is still fucking using was started under Donald Trump, baby. And Joe Biden hasn't done shit about it.
Our border. There was attempt to close the border to illegal immigration. So I will ask you, and I mean this is not even as a challenge, I'm curious, why do you think people on the left want millions of people to come in legally or illegally?
Well, let's first discuss the inaccuracies in your statement. Number one, there are legal means to immigrate into the United States. So for instance, the asylum seekers who are being used as political pawns by people like Texas Governor Greg Abbott, I'm not done, or Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, they came into this country seeking asylum, meaning they are here legally and they are awaiting a federal judge, an immigration judge, to make a decision about their asylum status. Okay, so the idea that the border is open and people are just pouring in illegally is inaccurate.
Yes, no, it is accurate.
No, it's inaccurate.
Good. So this is a perfect example of where we differ and there's no reconciling. Either you're right or I'm right. Either millions are coming in illegal.
Anna is right, motherfucker. Anna is right.
But whom you are calling legal because they're all seeking asylum. Do I hear you correctly?
We have a system in place for asylum seekers. So
It's
are
really-
you
so
saying that we
everybody-
should do away with that system? And if you are saying that, then it would require members of Congress to pass legislation that reforms our immigration system. But I mean, I think you'll agree with this statement. Members of Congress have no interest in passing any legislation or engaging in any immigration reform. We have companies and businesses that are exploiting undocumented immigrants for cheap labor, and they have no recourse. That exists. But they love the theater. Members of Congress love the theater.
For the record, I spit on corporate.
He just said to Anna, you are right. Because she is right. Corporations use immigrant labor. They use poor people. They fucking use them. They use them for the worst labor, the shittiest labor, and they spit them out like used cogs.
Corporations. They are woke.
And now Dennis Prager is saying, I hate corporations. I spit on them. I spit on thee. Get out of here, corporation. I don't want your money. Dude, this guy drowns in corporation money.
And they are abusive of labor at the same time. So you're not going to get any defense from me or any conservative of big corporations. I can't stand them. The fact that Disney will not even allow people
Disney owns. Well, does Disney own Fox, or like is Fox News separate? Anyways, Fox News is a big corporation. CNN is a big corporation. They're all owned by big, rich-ass people that don't want the workers to get their fair share.
At their amusement parks, to say boys and girls anymore gives you an idea of how sick they have become in the wokeness of this non-binary evil. And that I do
You can still say boys and girls. It does not matter.
believe is evil. To tell little children you don't know if you're a boy or a girl until you decide. Do you think that's healthy?
I think it's unhealthy to spend the amount of time you spend in judging decisions that parents make about their own children. I think it's none of your business. I don't think it's
Yeah, like mind your own fucking business, dude. Like lay off of people's choices, lay off of parents' choices. Like mind your own business. Worry about your fucking kids, you weirdo.
anyone's business. And schools are not doing anything close to what the right wing is describing. I mean, it is amazing because you talk about Alan Dershowitz, who had written a column in the New York Times about how it should be okay to have sex with underage girls, okay? You don't call him a groomer, but you'll call our educators who have done nothing wrong, just want to create an environment that's welcoming to all students. You'll call them groomers, you'll defame them as some sort of sexual predators, and it's unacceptable. Just being clear about that.
I never called them groomers.
I don't call them groomers. I call them sick in the head and disgusting and disgrace to humanity and demons and soulless beings and velveteen Pippin teen eyes and shit. But I don't call them groomers, dude. What? That's not me, Anna.
You have the wrong guy. But
you have the wrong guy, Anna. That's not me. I don't call them all of that.
I think it's none of your business. I don't think it's anyone's business. And schools are not doing anything close to what the right wing is describing. I mean, it is amazing because you talk about Alan Dershowitz, who had written a column in the New York Times about how it should be okay to have sex with underage girls, okay? You don't call him a groomer.
That's fucking disgusting, man. All these people are fucking like gross, disgusting demons.
But you'll call our educators who have done nothing wrong, just want to create an environment that's welcoming to all students. You'll call them groomers, you'll defame them as some sort of sexual predators, and it's unacceptable. Just being clear about that.
I never called them groomers. You have the wrong guy. But a teacher that has the kids in kindergarten attend a drag queen story hour to see a guy in a dress dancing erotically in front of them.
Thank you, Anna. I love you, Anna. Please. Please. Watch my videos, Anna. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this this stream, and I hope you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, and I will catch you guys in the next live stream as soon as possible. Please leave some comments. You know, let me know what you think about everything that I just did. Let me know of the content. Let me know what you think. I moved all my gaming content. I'm moving it to a different channel. So if you guys want to see my gaming content, just check out that other channel. It'll be lit.